This is Kevin King with Pinehurst Websites, and today I'm going to show you how to use the Sections feature in Shopify on the minimal theme to create a page of custom collections. So you may at sometimes want to create multiple pages of custom collections, and I'm going to show you how to do that as well by creating a custom page template and then also creating a section for that as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at Development Store. I'm going to post the code for this on my blog, and I recently did one for the debut theme, and within that I posted in blue below the video. I posted the code that you need for the sections and for the page template as well. So you can check out my blog, and that's where I'll post it. I may post a link to it in tutorials as well. So anyway, if you don't have Shopify yet and you want to follow along, you can go and start a free trial on Shopify by going to Pinehurst Websites and just click on this link right here, and you can have a free trial with Shopify and follow along here. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's go to a development store that I have, and this is the home page for the development store. I've just set up some product on this, and we'll take a look real quick at the home page for this. So if you go to online store within your Shopify admin and you go to customize theme, you have the ability to move content around because of the new sections feature in Shopify. So you may want to move the text to the top. All of these are movable blocks, and you can really customize what you're putting in here. If you want to go and edit this, you can change whether this slides or what content you had in here, and you can create multiple slides. So it's really a great way to have a drag and drop functionality or drag and drop environment on your website. So if you want to add a new section, you just go and you have all of these that are built into this particular theme, and each theme has different functionality to it, but this is one of the free themes with Shopify, and that's why I was just previewing it on this theme. So what I've done is I've taken some code that Shopify has already created in this theme so that we can create our custom page of collections. But let's just show you how you can create a page of collections by default. So the easiest way to do that is to link it to a menu. So let's go ahead and just take a look at the menus in here, and that would be under online store navigation, and we're just going to go to the main menu, and we're going to create a new item called collections. So in order to create custom collections, we simply connect it to all collections, and then we're going to go in and edit this. Now initially what this will do by default is it'll create a page with all the collections that you have on your store, but you may have some collections that are somewhat repetitive, and you may not want to show all those collections, so you can go in and customize this. So save that menu, and you can name this anything you want, but this can only be used for one page of collections, because it will show this content over and over again if you were to connect it to all collections or even customize it. So in order to have multiple pages of different collections that are displayed, you're going to have to do the next step that we're going to talk about, which is the custom page of collections. But let's go through and see how we can customize this. So you go back to the online store, and then you go to, we're on the minimal theme. This is your published theme, and these are other themes. You can have multiple themes in your store, but only one can be published at a time, and right now it's the minimal theme. So I'm going to click on customize here, which is the blue button, and you'll see that this is my home page. Now I won't have all of this available on my other pages, but let's take a look at the one that I just created that's collections. See, this is a built-in feature to the minimal theme where you have a collections list page. So I've already modified this so that it's only the selected collections I have. By default, it goes to the all collections, which is this. So these are all the collections I have in the store here. So if I wanted to show only selected collections, then I can select collections down here, and I can add them. So I can just create any collections that I want, and I can add as many as I like down here. So let's just throw a few different collections in here. And then I can also change in the settings, which is nice, I can change the number of sections that I want, how I want them to display. So I can do either 2 across, I can do 3 across, or 4. That's how many are in each row. So if I were to have 10 collections, I can do 10 collections across. I mean, I can do 2 rows of 5. So you can just keep adding collections until you customize that page the way you want it. Now, if you want to have multiple pages with collections, now if I tried to use this somewhere else in my theme, I would display the same. It would display the same way that is displayed here. So let me just add one more collection to here. And I'm just going to save that. Now I'm going to show you how you create a custom page of collections so that you can have 2 separate collections. And it can be, I only have 5 collections in this because this is just the development store. But if you want to have, like I was saying, a jewelry collection, for instance, with all your different collections of jewelry. So maybe you would have several different bracelet collections, and then you would have several different necklace collections, and you could have a page of each of those collections rather than a collection of individual products. You could have a page of collections. So let me show you how you would have an additional one. So let's just say it was another customized page, and let me show you how you would set that up. So this would take a modification to the theme, and for that you would have to edit the code. Before doing any code edits, I always recommend that you do a backup of your theme, and the way you do that is you just go to you go back to the main page where online store is, and you just duplicate your theme, and then it's going to call it copy of, on this one it would call it copy of minimal, and then you can rename it to anything that you want. So in order to edit the code, you click on Actions right next to Customize Theme here, and then you go to Edit Code. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a custom page template first, and then I'm going to create a section. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new template, and that's under Templates, Add a New Template. And it's going to be a page template, and I'm going to call it My Custom Page with dashes in. And of course, all of this is going to be on the blog, the code, so you can just copy it in. So I'm just going to copy what I have. So it's going to be My Custom Page, is going to be the name of the page. And I'm just going to get rid of the page template, and I'm going to add the section right here for this page. And like I said, this is all going to be on the blog here, but it just says section My Custom Page, and then it's got the the curly brackets with the % signs around both sides of it. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to go and let's hit the Save button in the right hand corner next to the Rename. So I just hit that. Now I've got a custom page template. So if I go down to pages, I'm going to have a My Custom Page .liquid down here. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to create a section. So I want to create a section called My Custom Page as well. So I'm going to add a new section, and I'm going to call it My Custom Page. Whoops. So it's just going to be My Custom Page with dashes in it. I'm going to create that section. Now it's going to create schema that I already have the schema markup for it. So I'm just going to delete this and copy the code that I have, which is right here. And it's going to be on the blog, and it will be labeled. You're going to take it from where it says comment all the way down to the last schema tag, which says end schema. So, like I said at the top, it just says it starts with a comment tag right here. It's going to start with a comment tag, and then we're going to paste that over into here. And then we're going to save that. And I just want to note something in the code here. If you go to click in the code and you hit Control F, you can search for, just search for schema. And you see the first schema tag. Right next to this is the name of the section, basically. And this needs to be set in each, so if you were going to do one called bracelets and then another one called necklaces, you would want to change that for each one you did. So if this was, let's just say if this was necklaces instead of my custom page, you want to do one called necklace collection, for instance, and bracelet collection. You want to name this necklace collection. You'd also want to name this necklace collection, just so you could identify it. And you have to have separate codes for each one of these. So this name has to be unique for each section. So when you're creating new sections, if you're going to have multiple custom collections, you'll want to create a new name for each one of these new sections. So you'll see that, and I'll just show you here when we do the collection. Let's see here. When we do the collection, this is where that my custom page is. When you change that code right here, that's going to change the name of this right here as well. So you want to have separate sections for each page of custom collections that you want to do, or custom page of collections that you want to do. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create a page called My Custom Page. Let's see if I created one already. Okay, so I'm going to add a page, and it could be named anything you want. But I like to name it the same as the name of my template. So if I were to create multiple pages for different types of collections, I might name them like bracelet collections might be one of them, as opposed to a specific bracelet collection. This would be all my different bracelet collections. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the template that matches my custom page. So if you can imagine, you were naming your template maybe bracelet collections, and you may have one for necklace collections, so you could have many different collections in those. And then I would probably call this bracelet collections, and then this would be page.bracelets, for instance, or bracelet dash collections, something like that. So I'm going to save that, and now when I go to this page, I've got to have a way to get to it, so I'm going to add it to the navigation menu. So I'm going to go to navigation, I'm going to go to main menu, and I'm going to call it, I'll just call it, I would probably call it bracelets if I had all my bracelet collections there, or bracelet collections if that's what it was. But this is going to be my custom page, just so I match it up with what I already have. And I'm going to connect it, but that name could be anything I want it to be. I'm going to match it up to a page, and I'm going to look for that my custom page, and I'm going to save the menu. So now what I want to do is I want to go to the online store, and I want to click on customize, and I want to navigate to that page. So here's the page on my menu in the upper right hand corner, and you notice when I click on this, this is going to change. My options are going to change. I have my custom page options. So by default, what I have in here is I have 4 different collections selected. So this can be different than what I have over here. So see how I have a different necklace over here, but so my custom page is set up differently as well. I think I have 5 collections displaying. So as opposed to on my new one, I only have the 4. So I can have 2 different collection pages that are customized, and that's the I can have as many as I want. All I need to do is create multiple collections pages. So let's just say that I had another earrings one and I wanted to delete this one. One thing that you can also do, which is nice, is you can move these around. See how I just drag that and then it moved that from the first position, and I can move it back to the first position here. So that's also a nice feature that allows you to really customize the look of your page and move your content around. So if I go back to the page I just created, I have the option to show all my collections, or I could show just selected collections. And when I do all collections, I can also sort this by any one of these filters as well. So let's go to selected collections and just add another collection. And then on that collection, we'll just choose one. And then we're just going to change this to 5. So you can have 2 separate pages of collections, but really you can have as many as you want. And this is how you do a custom page of collections. All the code is on my site, and there's also a link for a free trial on Shopify in the description of this video, and I'll put a link to the blog post as soon as I complete the blog post as well. So you can find that in the description of this video on YouTube. You can check me out at pinehurstwebsites.com, Kevin King, or Kevin King Now on YouTube, and please subscribe to my channel to get the latest updates on Shopify tutorials. Thanks for tuning in.